Hi guys, thank you so much for joining us today. Hope you had a wonderful good night's rest, and I hope that you are looking forward to the wonderful things that are upon us on a new day. So, today I wanted to talk about how we have to be mindful of the company we keep as well as the energy we nest in. You know how sometimes you'll think about a person so hard that the person will pick up the phone and call you. That's a way of a person, basically with that energy, you honing in and you focusing so hardly on the person. Some people might say it's just coincidence, and it could be to some individuals. I myself don't believe in coincidences. So this man decides he's going to binge watch this YouTuber, and he watches this YouTuber consistently, trying to figure out where this person is getting their information from. He doesn't know, but he's honing in so much on this person, excuse me, that this person is able to pick up on some of their energy, It's almost like when you say, let's say a reader goes and decides they want to read another individual. You're really supposed to ask the person's permission before you decide to take that on. You have to ask. You're really not supposed to just read a person without their permission. But people do it all the time, right? So this guy, he has all these children, and the guy says, man, how are you able to have all these children and still have money in your pocket, man? I got all these kids. Man, if I had known what I know today, I would never. So he says, oh, really? Well, let me tell you, it's not that hard, First of all, if you have the baby mama and you have an understanding, you can always go and, stay at her house whenever things get bad, you can always stay there, and I got a few of them, so I could choose whichever one I want to go to. Depends on which one, is really heavy into me. And the ones that's not heavy into me, I could do some something special, in the dark to get their attention. And once I get their attention, I got them. He's like, wow, man, how'd you learn this? He's like, I learned this growing up. People in my family, they practice the dark arts. It's like, wow, man, if I had that, maybe I could do something. So the guy decides he's going to share this information with a friend. But it doesn't work too much with the friend because the friend doesn't believe. So he goes on ahead and he's binge watching this YouTuber. He's still trying to find out why and how this person is getting all this information. Well, the YouTuber happens to pick up on that energy. That person nesting in that person's energy for so much time. Now the YouTuber starts having dreams about the person. And the YouTuber starts asking questions like, why am I dreaming about this person? Why is this person nesting in my energy? Because there's no way in the world I will be able to pick up on all this if the person were not trying to siphon some of my energy. So the person asks the question and goes back to sleep. That person dreams that not only is this person telling people that they have this special, that they have this special job, this person doesn't work. This person is not working at all, and they're telling people that they do special jobs to gain money. The money that this person is gaining is through insurance. He has so many baby mamas, and he can choose whichever one he can help to get sick. Helps that person get sick. And all of a sudden, he goes ahead and gets insurance on that person. And that's the money that he makes. That's the money that he takes home. Not looking at the children who are involved. Those children need their mother because they don't have him. He's not around. He doesn't even participate in caring for these children. He does not participate in helping these mothers. So now the children are it's almost as though these children are orphans. They only have maybe their grandparents to take care of them. Or maybe they don't have anyone and they are forced into being an orphan. Let me tell you something. regardless of the story, regardless of truths or falsehoods, excuse me, you never forget the first woman in your life. Whether it be the person who birthed you, could even be your grandmother, because maybe you don't have a close relationship with your mother. Women play a strong role in a person's life. Women are loving and caring. A lot of them are. Not everyone is the same, because there is one woman, okay? And in this story, this woman can't have children, but she steals a child. When she steals the child, she realizes the responsibility it's going to take to raise this child. So she gives the child to her sister. And her sister raises the child, but her sister does not have a bond with this child, because not only is it not her child, but she's being paid to take care of this child, and she doesn't manage her money well. So while she's taking care of not only her children, and this child, she runs out of money a great deal. Now, her boyfriend and her made this deal. The boyfriend comes in and he might take the kids every other weekend. Maybe he spends a little bit of time with these children, but he really does not take the money and invest it in these children. He takes his portion of the money in this deal, and he spends his money on other things. Constructions, maybe to invest in his business, but his business doesn't do well. None of these people's lives are going well because they're investing in the wrong things. Not only are they mistreating this child, but they're losing money, because the money that they're supposed to have, the money that's supposed to be so easy, is gotten by the wrong interest. And you know what happens when you invest wrongly? You lose in the end, because karmically speaking, you cannot take from another without giving something in return. It's balancing, so to speak. Okay. Karma works. It's like you said, what you reap, you sow. When you are trying to help another individual and they don't so much as take the time to speak with you, they just ignore you. That turns into uneven balancing, meaning so that person they don't gain the same things. Let's say, in this case, this child, money is being received and this child is not being cared for. So not only is the child not being cared for, but the individuals who are taking in the money, they're going to lose that money. It's going to be like water. You're trying to hold water in your hand without it flowing through your fingers. You can't hold water. Water is going to have to move sooner or later, one way or another. It's like that sponge. You put a sponge in water, the sponge is going to sop up that water. Okay? So in this case, everyone loses. Everyone thinks, even when they get a win in the whole situation, where 1 month they get $50,000 as opposed to the $20,000, that money being spread between these three people, after a while it's not enough, because they've gotten used to a certain lifestyle, or they've spent it in so many different sporadic ways that it's still not going to earn any interest. This is why it's so important that you realize that when you are trying to invest in a relationship, don't let it be one-sided. Like a guy decided he wants to hurt all these women and think that he's going to be able to have a new beginning and start a whole new relationship. That new relationship is going to be met with him meeting his equal. He's going to end up meeting a scammer just like himself, if not worse. And that scammer is going to take him for everything he's got. These stories are told so that people can learn from the mistakes of the characters in the story. If you don't learn from the characters in the story, you might live the same livelihood. You might make the same mistakes. What we're doing is we're trying to grow here. How can you grow if you are making the consistent mistakes? You're making the same mistakes. If you can learn or live vicariously through the characters in the story, and you can persevere from learning, and you don't make the same mistakes, your life might just be better. So, when we're looking at life, we're reevaluating different things. We're evaluating where we stand. We're evaluating how things operate. And we have to look at ourselves in the equation. How are we living? How are we growing? Some of us are making mistakes along the way. In fact, all of us are making mistakes all the time, because we are all growing. While we're growing, we are learning and we are knowing more than we did the day before, if we are taking the blessings and the lessons in. So, that's been lovely being you. I hope that you have a wonderful day.